Hi, thanks for stopping by. Today is February 27th, and I just got a few slides and a quick demo before we escape for the weekend. And that is right here. So concept one, I've taken the MBA schedule itself. I've uploaded it into my personal calendar. I've taken that data off my personal calendar and forwarded the individual events to create@calendarsnack.com. This is an arbitrary email box set up on AWS Simple Email Service. When you configure our tech stack for the calendar invite server, you'll be able to determine what email box and what domain you want to set up here. So again, this is just for demo purposes. And what I've done is forward these individual events to the inbound processor, and quickly eats that data, and it visualizes this stack over to the right, which I'm going to show you. It's a stock template for upcoming events. So it's essentially a mirror. And this mirror is coming off my personal calendar client, sending data to this SES box. We deconstruct the calendar invite itself into an event. We store it into a database for API recall down here. So we rehydrate the data out of the database, and it's a mirror directly of your personal or business calendar to a hard URL, which we send you. And anytime you update data here out of your personal business calendar, it shows up in your stylized landing page for your event. So that's the quick pitch there. Let me get into a live demo. So you'll see that I have data here, specifically a naming convention. This is Zach at techvader.com. And this is Zach's personal hard URL right here from the Calendar Snack application. We send this to you via email. Anytime you update this page from here to the left, it shows up in data here. So a little bit abstract. What I'm going to show you all is how it actually works. So let's go to the 27th here. This is Zach's page, which we auto-generate. He needs to do nothing for this. We fill in this visualization here. He can choose a number of different landing pages. This happens to be the one I'm working with, which is the monthly. And you'll see that the Detroit Pistons here versus Cleveland, round 17 is tonight, February 27th. You can see I've already sent it to the create@calendarsnack.com box. We grab it and visualize it right here. So in particular, you'll see that the event details are here. And if I go into event details over here, as I move this page around, you'll see that I'm able to manipulate data here, and it will show up over here. So to let you know that, I'm going to just put in Little Caesars Arena, and let me just do number 3. Just for demo purposes, I'll make that a little bigger so y'all can see that. Scroll up. I added number 3 in here. I'm going to hit save. And it's basically going to reprocess data. And the process data will show up over here. Here in a second, when I refresh the page, y'all see it here. Go back to the 27th. I click here and then scroll down. And if I go to details here, you'll see that this has not updated yet, but I'm going to hit it one more time. And you'll see that the API is gathering data to display here in this frame here. And you'll see that number 3 has been inserted here. So let's move on with the demo. I'm going to take on the persona in that Zach has shared this particular URL with me, and this is his landing page. I'll go into a particular event. I'm going to put in greg@techvader.com. I'm going to click yes. And what will happen here is I'm going to send this calendar invite to myself, greg@techvader.com. When I click that one box and click this one here, click this one, we'll have sent 3 calendar invites to greg@techvader.com. Now, how would you know that? Well, I can go into his box right here, and there's the first one and second one right there, and then the third one. So these calendar invites came off of this landing page here, and I sent them to myself here for Detroit, Boston, and Milwaukee. And then when I click on these individual calendar invites, we are actually gathering the data for these particular calendar invites back in the RSVP reporting engine. And I'm going to say yes to this one. So how would you know that? Well, I can show you the live data feed here in the Event Organizer Hub, this for 2/27. And essentially how that works is I'm going to go back to the Organizer Hub. I'm going to look at current events, Detroit Pistons, and you'll see that one person here, which was me, said yes to the event. They accepted, and that was Greg. If I want, I can click this button and it'll be sent to Zach's email address, and it'll include all the RSVP data. So back here in wrap up, what's going on is I showed you all that I just did this full loop test, went to a landing page, put in my email address, sent me a calendar invite. That calendar invite information, I manipulated to yes, no, or maybe. We gather that data in our reporting engine, and then I was able to, if I wanted to, just send a granular report back to the organizer by clicking one button. That's kind of a wrap up. Here is visualized here in another one where I'm visualizing the fact that I got landing pages, put an email address in at the top, you share it with somebody, click the buttons, you get calendar invites, and then you're able to administrate the updating, which I just showed you all, for either promotion and or other changes to the calendar invites downstream. From a data collection perspective, here's what's going on the back. These calendar invites are engineered such that every individual calendar invite sent off these landing pages that are just essentially a mirror of the calendar client itself, the personal or business calendar client in Google Outlook. And when you send them to the gateway itself, we process that data and stage it. But once it gets visualized in these landing pages and people click the button to get a calendar invite, we're actually collecting data from the individual calendar invites and send them back to an API gateway. And then we ingest that data and we're producing these high definition granulated reporting pages specifically on an event basis. So you see the event information, the event messaging, the event summary, and then who basically in totals for accepted, declined, and tentative are on the data map, if you will, for this specific event, Chicago Bears versus the Minnesota Vikings. This was an NFL game from a few months ago. That's it. That's a wrap up, and thanks for stopping by.